So what we will see in the previous lecture, that what are the different properties. Yeah, so we will discuss in the previous lecture these things. Okay, so now today we will discuss about the photon ionization and the interaction of the metastable with a different molecule which will be available. Okay, so the first point is what the impact ionization process is possible only when the energy exchange in a collision. Okay, so whenever we have a two molecules, okay, one is a positive, one a negative, and due to this particular collision of this particular two electrons, okay, so the impact ionization process is only been possible if these two electrons or the n number of electrons, okay, n number of electrons will be energized or collided with each other is more than the energy required for the ionization. Okay, so this line is very important. Okay, so the electron having the energy lower than the ionization energy may excite the gas molecule to the higher energy state of a collision. Under this condition, the electron is raised from the lower energy level to, so due to this particular collision of this particular two electrons, it may happen that you will get the higher energy, okay, which will be supposed to be your E will get the higher energy you will get, okay, due to this particular condition. So here it is written this, under this condition the electron is raised from the lower energy to the higher energy due to this collision, and due to this collision this impact ionization will be takes place. Okay, so the second point which will be there, on recovering of the excited state to the electron 10 to the power 7, the ratio will be 10 to the power minus 7 to 10 to the power minus 10. Okay, this is actually the time period when the collision will be takes place between the two electrons. Okay, so a molecule's radius of a quantum of an energy of a photon hv, okay, which will be uh, uh, known as a energy. Okay, hv is nothing but a energy which will be developed by due to this collision. Okay, so the quantum of energy, okay, hv is actually nothing but h tau, or hv small v भी लिख सकते हो तुम, this will be your the quantum of energy, quantum of energy of a photon. Okay, that is always greater than equal to your actual energy which will be developed by to this particular collision. Okay, so h of v is greater than equal to e into your u1. So अगर इसको हम करते हैं, so it will be less than e0 into h divided by e into u1. So e0 by that is equals to v. That is the equation which will be very important. So in the fourth point it should be written that the energy is returned by ionization another molecule whose ionization potential energy is equal or to less than, is equal or less than the photon energy. Okay, the process is now known as a photoionization. This particular process will be known as a photoionization process and may be represented as a plus hv. Okay, that would be a plus h now, and where a is represented as a neutral atom or molecule in the gas, and hv is a photon energy. Okay, as you can told that this one is your photon energy. Okay, for the photoionization to be occurred, that is actually your equation. Okay, where e0 is actually what, where e0 is a velocity of a light, or we can say that we can also write as a c0. This is not the c0, this is e0, right? This is e0, and its value will be 2.998 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, and h is actually a Planck constant where the value of h is 6.63 into 10 to the power minus 4 joule per second. Okay, and v is the frequency of the light. Okay, so that is actually the modern physics. You will see these things because whenever we have to taught the nuclear physics, then for that cases this particular equation will becomes. Okay, So this equation will be very important for that cases. Okay, so that is actually your photon energy which will be developed due to this particular collision of the two electrons, and due to this particular things the photoionization process will be takes place. Okay, and that will be represented by this particular structure. Okay, and where A is actually represent your neutral atom or the molecules in the gases. Okay, whatever the gas we are going to assign in the particular atmospheric air, and Hb is your photon energy, right? So now in the next point, in the next this particular point, this is actually the particulars which will be defined by this particular photoionization or the interaction of the metastable with the molecules. The first point, on a very strong radiation of a light quantum having a short wavelength of a less than, okay, these are the properties of a particular photoionization process. Okay, a very strong radiation of a light quantum of or the photon having the short wavelength less than 62 nm can cause the photoionization of the gas. Okay, this is the property. Okay, property of a gaseous. Okay, the basic requirement for the photoionization to occur, taken requirement kya hai for the photoionization process to occur, if the quantum energy of the electromagnetic radiation must be greater than the ionization energy, like this. Okay, where Hv is must be greater than E into U1. That is actually the condition of a photoionization condition of photoionization photoionization process. Okay, that is the condition. Okay, so the quantum energy of the electromagnetic radiation must be greater than the must be greater than the ionization energy of the gas. So number 3 point, if the photon energy is less than, it may be still be absorbed by the molecules, raise its a higher energy level. This process is known as a photo excitation. Okay, if it is less than E into U1, then this condition will be for this condition will be for photo excitation process. Okay, so this particular two condition, you keep remind these things. This is the condition 1 and this is the condition 2 for the photoionization process. If it will be the greater than if the quantum energy will be greater than your ionization energy, then this particular condition will be known as a photoionization process. If your quantum energy will be your less than your electromagnetic radiations or the ionization energy, then this particular condition will be known as a photo excitation process. So these are the two conditions which will be available inside our photoionization process. Okay, so next point is, for the certain gas molecules the lifetime is an excited state may extend a few tens of a millisecond. This is known as a metastable state. What is written metastable state में क्या है? What the metastable state is, the certain gas molecule, whatever the molecule is available inside the air, the lifetime in the excited state may extend a few tens or millisecond. Okay, if we will increase the time of a lifetime of a particular molecule, so for that cases this is known as a metastable state of a particular gases which will be defined in a particular atmospheric air, and the molecule under the state are referred to the metastate. The molecule under this the molecule which will be available inside this particular air, that state, the state of this particular molecule are referred to as a metastable. Okay, so metastable has a relative higher potential energy. Okay, which have in the metastable condition, in the condition metastable condition molecule have a higher potential energy. Okay, higher pe. Okay, higher potential energy, and therefore the ionized natural practice or the collision will be if the potential energy will be increased, the potential energy increase due to the particular collision of the particular molecule in the metastable state. Okay, however we can say that the photon released by the reaction have a too low energy to causes the ionization in the pure gases, but that may release the electron or striking the cathodes. Okay, this process is also known as the cathode emission or the secondary ionization. Okay, so we have a two ionization process. One is an anode emission process or the primary ionization. Another one is the cathode emission or the secondary ionization process. Okay, I will also discuss in the previous lecture that the alpha process and the beta process, which will be exactly same as what will be seen in the metastable condition. Okay. So in this particular process, which will be decided, and that will described by the Townsend equations. Okay, that will be defined by the Townsend. So Rob, I think you have switch off your microphone. Okay, your voice will.
Okay, sir.
So now we will alpha process, beta process. We will discuss in the previous lecture that the alpha process will be takes place, the beta process will be takes place, and here it is the lambda process. Okay, lambda process will be takes place in the metastable condition. Okay, when the in the metastable condition. When the metastable condition will be takes place, then only this particular lambda process will be takes place, and it is also described by the Townsend equation, since the ionization causes by the metastable interactions, okay, due to some time delay. Okay, and it has been observed that this reaction are responsible for the longer time lags as usual of a some gases. Okay, so in this particular what we will see in this particular photoionization process, the photoionization process will be nothing but a ionization process takes place due to this particular electron atoms when they are in the collision process, and due to this particular collision, what is happened, the energy required for this ionization will be maximized. Okay, so for that cases, when that this particular energy will be in this particular molecule whose ionization potential energy is equal or less than to the photon energy. Okay, so that is actually your photoionization process, and where why this we will call lambda. Lambda is nothing but a photo wavelength. Okay, so wavelength of a photon. Okay, lambda will be defined, okay, is a wavelength of photon. Okay, so that thing which we will already been discussed in the previous lecture, because this part will be remaining in the previous part. Okay, previous lecture. Okay, so that equation, okay, this equation will be important in this photoionization process. These equations, keep in mind these equations. Okay, so the now we will go for the today's session. Okay, so uh, in the today we will discuss about the development of a electron avalanche. Okay, so in this particular development of the electron avalanches, we will discuss the two thing. uh, we will discuss the two thing. One is the development of the electron avalanche in the uniform field, and the Townsend primary ionization coefficient. Okay, so how the development of the electron avalanche will be takes place, that we will consider in this case. Okay, okay, so these are the point you should know. Okay, first is initially the electrons are organized in a gaseous dielectrics gap space between the two electrodes, either by the ionization or the neutral molecules by the photon from the cosmic rays, or by the ultraviolet illumination of a cathode, or at a later stage by the photon from the discharge itself when the electric field will be applied. Okay, so here we will see that in this particular figures how the avalanche breakdown will be takes place due to some particular electron. So here we will consider the two plates. Okay, one is a positive negative plate, okay, negative VE, another one is your positive plate. Okay, so from the negative plate, the negative electron emission will be takes place. Okay, so from there we have another electrons emission will be takes place. From there we are getting the electropositive, again we will get the two electrons. Okay, so this is actually from there also again we have get, and we have get the n number of negative electron to the positive plate side. Okay, so what is written on this? Okay, the electron thus generate accelerate towards the anode. Okay, so this will be the anode section. Okay, this will be the anode section and this will be your cathode section. The electron thus generate to accelerate towards the anode because it will be accelerate towards the anode side. Okay, gaining the kinetic energy for the movement for an applied electric field between the electrodes. Okay, between this particular two electrodes, anode and cathode. Okay, the kinetic energy thus acquired by the electron can be so high that on collision with a natural molecule it may ionize them or render them to a higher excited or the vibrational state. Okay, so due to some vibration or the any such kind of elastic collision, okay, this electron avalanche breakdown will be takes place. Okay, when the electron gains more energy, okay, due to the particular displacement of from the cathode to the anode. So due to this particular electron gain more energy that will be required for the ionization of the particular gas molecules. Okay, so for that cases this particular electron or the molecules are capable for the ionizing other electrons. Okay, that is the ejection of an electron from the natural molecules and leaving behind the positive ions. Okay, so this particular negative ion which will be leaving our scenario. Okay, so for that cases what now a new electron thus ejected along with the primary one repeat the process of ionization. This process, whatever the process you will see, this process will be again goes back to this position. Okay, anode to cathode or cathode to anode. Okay, so the new electron thus ejected along with the primary one repeat the process of ionization. Since the molecule is much heavier compared to the electrons, okay, it can be considered relatively stationary and making no contribution of the ionization process, making no contribution to the ionization process. Okay. So in this particular cases, now in the this point, the avalanche of the electron finally reaches to the anode. Okay, so due to how on this content, the electron move fast under the influence of an applied electric field, because whenever the electron which will be flow from this cathode to the anode, okay, so there will have some generate some electric field, and due to this particular electric field, we have to continue to release the further electron from the gas molecules. Okay, so an avalanche of an electron finally reaches to the anode as shown in the particular figure. Okay, particular figure, whenever the electron which will be flow from the cathode to the anode section. Okay, so cathode to anode section, there must have some electric field which will be generated on this particular two electrodes. Okay, and this is actually the way of avalanche breakdown of a particular electron or the molecules will be takes place. Okay, and how it will develop from the single electron to the n number of negative electron. That will, so from the single electron to the n number of electron due to the replacement of the electron from the cathode to the anode section, that is actually the avalanche, electron avalanche. Okay, how the development of the electron evolution will takes place, that will be show in the particular figure. That will show in this particular figure, right? Okay, so here in this particular figure it should be written that this figure will be told as the development of an electron avalanche in the uniform field, right? Now the next point is what? Next point is at the field intensities at which the impact ionization occurred, as we are considering whenever the electron which will flow from the cathode to the anode. So due to this particular electron field, there must be have some there must have some electron intensities, okay, at which the impact ionization will takes place in between this particular two electrodes, and the value of the drift velocity of the electron in the particular air is usually 10 to the power is approximately 10 to the power minus 7 centimeter per second. Okay, this is the drift velocity, drift, drift velocity of a electron. Okay, drift velocity of an electron, while a positive ion is about 150 times lower than the particular negative electron. Accordingly, the transit time required by the electron and the ions to cross the gap differ at about 150 time. Okay, as because the electrons will be much higher than the ions. Okay, so the process of the avalanche form of a charge carries the multiplication was the first described by the Townsend. This theory actually known as a Townsend theory. Later, he also gave its mathematical formulation. So, what the mathematical formulation will be takes place by the Townsend theory, that we will discuss in the later on. Okay. So, in the next point, what we will see, if only the process of an electron multiplication by the electron collision is considered in the uniform field between the two plates, uniform field between this particular two plates. Okay, so what we will see, two plates in the figure. So this is one plate, this is another plate. So this is the negative plate and this is your positive plate. Okay, so what we will see, if only the process of electron multiplication by the electron collision will be considered in a uniform field between the two plates, then the neglecting other process, okay, recombination, diffusion, these are also process which will be takes place inside the particular a particular this two between this particular two electrodes, between this particular two electrodes other two process will be takes place, which will be known as a recombination and the diffusion, but it will be negligible when we will multiplying the electrons. Okay, so by the multiplication of this particular electron, the electron collision will be considered in a uniform field between the two plates. Okay, then what happened, the number of the electron produced by the collision at the element dx, and then the distance x from the cathode is, okay, so the d is actually distance between distance between cathode and anode. Okay, so these two plates. Okay, and these two plates. Okay, and n0, which will be considered as n0 and n infinity. Okay, so and the distance x will be cathode is. Okay, so we will considering this path. Okay, e0, which will be energy due to the particular flow of the electron from cathode to anode, or it will be flow from the anode to cathode. Okay, so what I will see, that if we derivative this to equation n0 plus, so this will be up to this portion, that will be your x. Okay, so and that's what this portion will be your x plus dx. Okay, so what will be the derivative, d of nx is equals to n into x into alpha into dx. Okay, so electron from the uniform field, so how the electron which will be flow through the particular electrode gas or the particular two electrodes, whether the electron will be flows from the positive to negative side or the cathode to anode or the anode to cathode. Okay, so whenever the electron will be flow from the cathode to anode, so for that case is this particular path will be known as an x. Okay, and from there it should be goes x plus dx. Okay, whenever it should be goes to the anode section, right? So x plus dx, so that will be the flow of the electrons. Okay, so the now where x is the, I will already told, where x is the distance of a distance from the cathode. Okay, x is actually nothing but a distance from the cathode, x. Okay, and alpha is a Townsend primary ionization coefficient. Okay, keep remind these things. Alpha actually nothing but a Townsend, Townsend, Townsend primary ionization IO, Townsend primary ionization coefficient. Okay, so alpha, and nx is actually number of electron, the number of electron at a distance of x from the cathode. Okay, so here it will show that what is actually the n, what is actually nx. So if we derivative these things, so nx is actually the distance from the cathode. Okay, from the cathode. Okay, so Nx is the number of electron at a distance of a x from the cathode. Okay, so what is now we will see that in the uniform field, this point is important. Okay, so this point is very important. In the uniform field, when the electric field intensity E is constant, if we will consider that E is constant, E is constant, the ionization coefficient alpha can be considered constant. When if E is concerned in the field intensity, then obviously your downstream primary ionization coefficient is also being constant. Okay, constant. It will be, let us assume. Okay, let us assume these things. Okay, so by integrating this particular equation, if we integrate this particular equation, so what we will get? Okay, so we will get and applying the initial condition nx. Okay, if we integrating the above equation and we will putting the initial condition, that means nx equals to n0. Okay, initial condition where x is equals to 0. Okay, so initial condition में क्या होगा? The following equation is derived in the uniform field. So for that cases, the nx is equals to n0 into e to the power alpha x. Okay, this is a very important formula. Okay, whenever you have to deals with the numerical problem of this particular equations, okay, then you will understand how this process will be takes place. Okay, and in case of a weaker nonlinear field where alpha is not constant, okay, as I will told you, we are assuming that as it is in a uniform field, non-uniform a uniform field, that's why this alpha will be constant. But in case of a non-uniform field, this alpha will be constant in a uniform field. Okay, it's a uniform field. Okay, but in case of a non-uniform field where alpha is not constant, so for that cases your equation will be considered like this. Okay, so here it will be nx into exponential of integration of 0 to x alpha of dx. Okay, so now where n0 is the number of electron emitted per second from the cathode and also known as the initial number of electrons. Okay, so n0 in the non-uniform field, n0 is actually nothing but a number of electron which will be emitted from the cathode. Okay, which will be also known as the initial number of electrons. Okay, therefore in this case of a very small gap distance, the number of electrons striking to the anode at per second, if I considered that this particular cathode, that means x is actually what? X is actually, I told you, x is actually nothing but a distance from the cathode. If it is very small, if we consider x equals to d, x equals to d, distance between the two cathode, and d is actually what? The distance between the cathode and anode. Okay, distance between the cathode and anode. If this particular distance will be very much minimizing, so for that cases, what is happen? The nd, okay, is actually your n0 into e to the power alpha d. Okay, so that is the equation. Okay, this means that on the average each electron leaving the cathode proceeded new electrons and the same number of positive ions travels at a distance d. Okay, so if the distance will be minimized, then what happen? The electron will be quickly go to the cathode section, and that will be so for the minimum time duration. And due to this particular minimum time duration, the same number of the positive ion which will be traveling from the anode to the cathode again. Okay, and in this cases, okay, so from this particular two expressions, from the above two expressions, okay, from the 7.2, that means this equation and this equation, if we simplify, or we can distinct the exponential or the avalanche form of a growth of a number of charge carried by the primary or the alpha process, then the tungsten fast ionization coefficient alpha is the function of the electric field intensity, as this particular tungsten coefficient is the function of a electric field intensity E, and a constant temperature if I will consider, then it is depends upon a gas pressure P. Okay, and it will be proved that, and it can be proved that these things alpha by P is equals to the function of your electric field intensity divided by P. Okay, alpha V is actually nothing but a function of a electric field intensity divided by P. This equation is very also important. Okay. Now, the coefficient of alpha can be calculated. The coefficient of alpha can be calculated with the help of a molecular parameter. Okay, what are the different parameter which will be available inside the molecule? That will be calculate the what the coefficient of the alpha is. However, alpha is usually often experimentally by measuring the multiplication of the electron in a high electric field. Okay, more than high electric field. And in case of, if we consider the dry air, so in case of a dry air, the following equation will be this. From this particular equation we will get the equation that alpha P is nearly equal to the 1.11 into 10 to the power minus 4 EP, sorry, EP minus 25.1 square. 25.1 square, that means minus 1 by P. Okay, EP is actually 20, minus 25. E is actually V per centimeter and P is the torr. And alpha, that is actually the unit. What will be the unit of a electric field intensity? That means the velocity per centimeter. Okay, the P is actually pressure, which will be the unit is torr, and the alpha, which will be the coefficient, Townsend coefficient, which will be centimeter square. So this particular equation is plotted for the alpha by P and E by P. Okay, now we will put the equation from alpha by P and E by P in the figure for a constant temperature. That means we have put the temperature in a constant. Okay, we will not increase the temperature higher than the particular molecular value, or not we will decrease the particular temperature by a higher value of a particular molecule. Okay, rather we will able to take the first breakdown of an electron avalanches, then we will call the Townsend coefficient that we will consider. So our graph, if I draw the graph should be between alpha by P and your E by P. Alpha by P will be nothing but the function of the electric field intensity divided by your gas pressure. Okay, so this particular equation will be defined in such a way that we will see how the electron coefficient will be takes place, or the Townsend coefficient will be takes place inside the in between the cathode and the anode section. Okay, so so I think we will now stop the session. We will discuss because I have another classes of the sixth semester. Okay, so that I will discuss the latter portion in the next classes tomorrow. Tomorrow I have a class from again 11:30. I will take the classes from 11:30. Okay, then I will discuss the latter part. Okay, is it clear?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So we will stop the session.